Alright, so now we have seen that the filters, the categories and the related products along with the price filter is done. The next thing is that when we click on any individual product, let's say for example, this is product 1. Now if I click on this product 1, it should display the detailed product, that is the product detail page. And from that page also, one should be able to add that product to cart. So in this section, we are proceeding further with opening the product detail page. So let's go back to the coding now, and we'll be installing few required packages for the same. The first thing is that we need to open the page. So we are going to configure the React router. So I'm going to say yarn add the React router. So React router DOM is the package I'm going to install now. Now this package is installed. So we are going to again start the React application. So now let's go back to the coding. Here I have opened the app.js. This is the main file where the header and the main container is getting rendered. Now I'm going to configure the router here. The first thing is that I'm shifting the main container component. So what I will do is I'm going to create an index.js file in the components folder. So that's going to be the root file for the entire components folder. I'll say index.js. Here also I'm going to import few required libraries. The first thing is React. Now here I'm going to import the container component. So now I'm creating a landing page component in which I'm configuring the router. So I'll say import route from the React router DOM. Now the route I'm configuring here is going to be the main container component which we have shifted from app.js. Now let's export this landing page component, and this we will import in the app.js. Here also I'm going to import route. Now I'm configuring the exact route, and here I'm going to call the landing page. And now I'm going to remove this main container from this file. So landing page is now the component which is going to contain the main container component. So now here the landing page is configured for this router. The next thing is, which has to be actually the first thing, you need to import the browser router. Now browser router is actually a high order component which is going to contain the entire application components. So router is globally configured. So here I say browser router from React router DOM. And the next thing is browser router I'm going to include, and the app component will be part of, or in a way it's a child of browser router. So let's check the output. Okay, so there is nothing broken in this particular configuration. So now we can proceed further. Let me remind you that now the component is getting displayed by the landing page component and not the main container. Let's go back to the coding. Now we are going to configure the product detail page. So I'll go to the product folder and let me add one file named productdetails.js. Let me import few things. Now let's design this component also. I'll say const product details. There will be some props which you are going to receive. and of course the JSX. Let's define a division, and we are going to define the class name here, the CSS. I'm defining some text here, which is a constant. We just need to see whether this thing is getting opened or not. Now let me export the product detail component. Alright, so let's save this, and this we need to import in the app.js. Now I'm defining the next route, and that will be the product details. And in the component, I'm going to say product details, and it is automatically imported as well. Let's also put a switch case, the switch which is of React router. So if one router is selected, the other router is neglected. Let's check the route now. So when I type this product details, you see that the product details page is getting displayed. So the router is configured. Let's go back again to the root, press enter, and here we have the product page. Now when I click on this product 1, for example, then we need to open the product detail page. So on click of that link, we need to configure the route. I'll go to the product folder, and here is the place where we need to play with. Now let me also import the link package from the React router DOM. We do not use the anchor tag when we configure the router. The reason is, if you have the anchor tag, it's going to reload the entire page. Whereas when you say link instead of anchor, that means you are going to just refresh the section. It will not reload the entire page. So we are going to remove the anchor tag from the product link, and instead of anchor tag, we are going to configure it with the link tag. So here I'm going to say link to the router. So here I'm going to say product details, and the item name will be part of this link now. Let me just save this, and let's check the output. Here let's click on the product 1 now. When I click here, you see that the product details page is getting displayed. So this route is also configured. Now if you see here, when I click on the home, we need to configure this route as well. So when I say home, it should move to the landing page. So let's configure that also. Now that is actually the top menu component. So in the top menu, here again we have the index.js. Let's import the link here as well. And configuring the link. So I'll say link to. There will be a root path. And here I'm going to show the values which are dynamic. Now I'll remove the anchor tag. Let's save and check the output. Now you see that when I click on the home, we come back to the home page. When I click on the product one, it leads me to the product details page.